People have the affinity for water. It's that surf sound, that energy along the coast. It seems to invigorate people. Almost 20% of all the fresh water in the world is in the Great Lakes. It's a really incredible resource, but it's very dynamic. It's got a very small basin for a pretty large volume of water, and so it fluctuates in water levels pretty dramatically. FEMA, up until this time, never had really a capability of funding capacity to do more than one county at a time.
It's hard to explain to someone why they're in one floodplain or why they have one flood elevation while their neighbors, who might be across the county line, has a different floodplain elevation. The reason might be that they were studied at a different time using a different method, and it's hard to explain that to someone because it doesn't make sense. This is Lake Huron, and the flood insurance study for the community to the north included wave action. The person here has to build to a elevation that's 2 feet higher than the person here. If we had one common study and everybody was mapped according to the same methods, we wouldn't have that discrepancy based on political boundaries.
What's unique and unprecedented about this particular study is the methodology and the statistics being used to generate the information and the data, which will then feed the flood risk mapping. Property and life. I mean, this is what it comes down to.
And what this study does is it pulls 50 years of hard data in terms of wind, pressure, ice. Literally on an hourly basis for 50 years we've evaluated these basins and have pulled together all the statistics for that 50 years of record. I also look back at water heights all the way back from 1860. It's a surface grid of the entire basin. That takes high computing power of some of the supercomputers that we've been able to capture for this project. That computing power wasn't available a decade ago. We're having a plane fly at an angle under an oblique photo imagery process so that we capture all of the shoreline, and you can see in depth how the shoreline will look, and that will all be geospatially referenced so that using a Google Earth platform or any other geospatial platform, you'll be able to look and see the accuracy and see the risk to a specific point, see also erosion control structures and other land features and land use classifications directly with high resolution.
There's kind of a data gap that has always existed, and this nearshore bathymetry data is really valuable for identifying where there's a sensitive habitat that needs to be protected, where there's fish spawning areas that are occurring, where the habitat is interacting in the nearshore zone area. And it fits really well into the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative that's focused on improving restoring the kind of the water quality and habitat in the Great Lakes.
All property owners should understand what level of risk they carry, and understand the lake at its changing heights.
And it's been low water period for about 20 years. And so people really aren't aware of those risks they could face. Most of the development that is at risk from flooding was built during a low water period. And so you want to make people, during those low water periods, making sure they're making good decisions, be aware that the waters are likely going to go up again, and when it goes up, they've got to be built so that they're resilient and can withstand that.
There's $1 billion industry related to fisheries alone, and then tourism on top of that. The access to potable water, clean water, a safe recreational environment, that's critical to each one of the communities that use this resource. So all of this data on an integrated approach, geospatially linked, should provide the basis for the next decade worth of risk management and infrastructure and asset management that we all strive to see out of this program.